Welcome to Anytime Soccer Training. My name is Neil Crawford, for those of you who haven't met me, and I'm the founder of Anytime Soccer Training. I'm a youth soccer recreational coach, and I'm also raising two budding youth soccer players. And one of the most common questions I get when folks join the program is, Neil, where do I get started, and how do you recommend I use the program? To answer that question, let me begin by reminding everyone why I created the program in the first place and why I think it's going to be a huge benefit to you. Well, I didn't grow up playing soccer. Not only did I not grow up playing soccer, I didn't even know we had a soccer team when I was in high school. Fast forward years later, and I was a father of two sons who loved the game, and I was a recreational coach. And it didn't take me long to realize that in order for them to get better, at this skill based game, they had to acquire ball skills, technical skills, foundational skills. And then it didn't take me long to realize that team training wasn't enough. So, what did I do? As a dutiful father, I went out to help them get better on their own. And I did all the stuff that everyone else does. I searched YouTube. I tried to find this program. I tried to find that program. And I tried to cobble everything together. And I actually did a pretty good job. My older son had become very technical way before I thought about anytime soccer training. But it was extremely time consuming. And trying to do all this stuff on the field began to frustrate him and frustrate me. I needed a process that worked for both of us. And that was part of my inspiration behind anytime soccer training. The second part of my inspiration was when I became a recreational coach and other people began to see the progress that my sons made. The parents would ask me, Neil, what are you doing? And I would try to show them what I would do. But it was just papers and YouTube videos and this and do that. And it was completely overwhelming. And I knew that I needed a program that was comprehensive, easy to use, that any parent could use with their child, regardless of how much soccer experience they had, and that the coach could see that they were doing it. So that was the inspiration behind Anytime Soccer Training. Anytime Soccer Training is the only training application in the world that has well over 5,000 training videos. And every video is 100% follow along. And the average video is less than 5 minutes long. And we introduce one move at a time. In addition to that, the video format is interval based. So you have an intro to help the kid get their mind around what's about to happen. Then you have a slow motion demonstration followed by the exercise, and it includes rest. It's this video format that helps the kids stick with it long term. Now that I said all that, let me tee up how I actually use the program. Now, remember, I said it was extremely comprehensive. So when I designed the program, I was very intentional about including all the key building blocks of individual technical development. So the way the program is set up is you have warm-ups and quick sessions, if that's what you want to do, juggling and ball mastery, dribbling and turns. Then you have a module just focused on turning and escaping, passing and receiving with a rebounder as well. 1v1 moves, opposed and unopposed, dribbling, clinical finishing, fitness, and then we put some of these things in a 30-day plan for folks who want to do that. So again, when I started building a program, I thought about what are those things that my sons need to do on a regular basis? What are those skills they need to work on? And this is the list. Now, within each skill area, there are separate programs designed to challenge the player and train the player in different aspects of that skill area. I said a lot there, but let's talk about juggling, for example. We know there's traditional juggling where you're just warming up and you're juggling with both feet. But and then we know you can also think about juggling on the level the child is at that time. So he's a beginner. He's starting off with just his thigh. She's a beginner, but she has done a little bit, so maybe she's kicking and catching. Maybe she's doing juggle bouncing. Maybe he's at the intermediate level. This is all that foundational juggle work. We emphasize using both feet. We isolate the foot. We use um, different parts of the foot and different parts of the body, all the way up to advanced. But within juggling, you have juggling with different size balls, size one ball, tennis ball, mixing it up. You have partner volleys. These are all, again, programs within aerial control. Then you can juggle off the wall. You can juggle with a partner, have fun with it. You can control the body with the juggle, dribble, and then finish. And then we have challenges. This is just the juggling program, and it's the genome of aerial control. Okay. Then let's go on to ball mastery. Once again, our flagship ball mastery program is the 1000 touch ball mastery program. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of ball mastery programs within the ball mastery skill set. One cone ball mastery, two cone ball mastery, three and four cone ball mastery, lateral ball mastery, dynamic ball mastery, midfielder ball mastery and dribbling, ball mastery where you're throwing a tennis ball at the kid. You name it, it's in there. And guess what? We're just starting. Next summer, we're going to go out and film another 1,000 videos to keep the content coming. Because not only am I doing this for your children, but I'm doing it for mine, and I don't want to leave any stone unturned for their development. It goes without saying that dribbling is extremely important. So not only do we have overall dribbling, but we have tight space dribbling, dribbling changing direction, dribbling with line cones, obstacle dribbling, dribbling around different shapes, and of course, freestyle dribbling, 1v1 dribbling and shielding. So let me pause for a second. When it comes to the theory of individual technical development, technology allows us to empower you with choice. So whatever your preferences are, however you want to use the program, what you consider to be relevant versus non-relevant, it's totally up to you. I'm going to make my recommendation on how I recommend using the program, but regardless, you can't go wrong with just freestyle dribbling and chasing your child around. And if that's not enough, we have hundreds of 1v1 games and fun challenges the kids love. All right. So first, I'm going to tell you how I use the program with my boys. And then I'm going to tell you how I recommend novice players get started. So again, I train my sons regularly using the technology. This is the only this is the only thing we use for individual training with my sons, but I will add variations if I feel the need to, but based on the inspiration behind Anytime Soccer Training. And let's say I'm going to do an hour to an hour and a half session, one of the longer sessions with my sons. They literally start off with a dynamic warm-up. The dynamic warm-up is cool because it has all of those functional movements that you need, and I'm going to hit play, but it also incorporates the ball as well. So while the music is playing now and it's getting set up, it's turning on, this lets them know, okay, put my stuff down, we're about to do the dynamic warm-up. And it takes something that people tend to relegate to just messing around, and it makes it very effective. So now you would see that he's kind of telling you, I'm telling you.
For this series, you will need at least 7 cones.
In there,
set up a square that
slow motion demonstration, and you get started. So in this case,
next up, take a light.
The first thing they do is start taking a light jog
anywhere on the field.
Of course, you don't have to jog literally around a square. You can jog anywhere on the pitch, but this is there mainly for demonstration. Once they finish that jog, now we're saying, okay, now we want to do freestyle dribbling
as many times
inside of that same square. That's why we use that square, because they're doing freestyle dribbling along with aerial control. Begin. And let me turn the music down now. So while they're doing that, I'm already setting up the other stuff as well, right? So then they would do that for 30 seconds. So this drill is asking them to do the same freestyle dribbling, but use the sole of your feet a lot. Okay. And then let me pause there again. Not only are they that we have the music going, they can hear it, and I use a Bluetooth speaker to help them use it. But I'm also adding light resistance to them if I want to, or if both of them are out there, I'm turning it into a simple tag game. It's totally up to you. But what you have is the music, the timer, the inspiration, and the structure. And that allows me to train my 10-year-old, who when I started was around 7, allows me to do a quick, fun warm up with him without having to do a lot of talking. But at that age, I also began with a lot of tag games, which are in the program. Here, going through the warm up, we have some just mobility exercises, just getting the shuffles in right there. So again, we incorporate functional movements, we incorporate the ball, and we incorporate dribbling, and then we always end each warm up with a light juggle. Okay. Now remember, I'm setting everything up while this 7 minutes is going on, and I got news for you. If that's all your child did, they would be better. All right. Now we've done the warm up, and I skipped the warm up if we are truncating the session, but I like to do the warm up if we're having a longer session, not necessarily because kids need to warm up, but it just gives them an opportunity to get their mind right, get ready, get some movement in just to help them get ready for the session. So it's totally up to you. Next, they do juggling. All right. Now you can easily do a juggling warm up, and the way the juggling warm ups work is we have them by time. So if you want to do a quick 2-minute juggling warm up, there's a little intro. And my kids kind of start as soon as the music starts because they know they're just going to be warming up with the juggling. But
Next up, continuous alternating feet juggling until the timer goes off for 2 minutes. If the ball drops, don't worry. Pick it up and start again. Begin.
All right, so here they know they're going to juggle for 2 minutes. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. It has a timer, the music, and the timer, the music, and the stopwatch, excuse me. And then just juggling. And it lets them know when they reach certain minutes, they know when it's going. All right, so they could do a juggling warm up like that, or we would find the area, and it looks beautiful on the phone, by the way. We would find the area that they're at, so you can see how I bookmark areas that I want them to do or areas they finished, and then they would do that. And what's beautiful about the program and what's easy to do with technology that's a little hard to do, it's just a human, is we follow a simple algorithm that's already built in. So you'll see here is right foot juggling in the square. So my older son is advanced, so he's moved on to the advanced section. And what this video is asking you to do is not only juggle with the right foot, but juggle within a 1 foot box, 1 foot by 1 foot box. And it's just 5 minutes. So let's just see this. Then you're going to do the left, then you're going to do both, and then you're going to repeat those. And again, the reason I'm saying I don't want to get into these philosophical debates about the importance of juggling or not importance of juggling is, remember, you can do it for 2 minutes, but the longest one is about 5 minutes. There may be a couple 10-minute ones in there, but you're just not spending a lot of time on it in terms of the entire session. But the time you are spending on it is very methodical and very effective. All right, so once they finish the juggling, then I just click here again and go to ball mastery. This is where I recommend you start with a 1,000 touch ball mastery program and you crank through it. Having said that, if your player is more experienced, still start with the 1,000 touch ball mastery program and maybe do, say, I'm going to use something random. Maybe you do the first 5 videos, right, on each page. And then you did those. Okay, now you may want to skip and go down to the 1 cone and do the first 5 videos. Or you may want to do the 2 cone and do the first 5 videos. Personally, I keep it simple for my sons. We're at the 1,000 touch ball mastery program, and we're going to work our way through. However, If I'm working with other kids and I know we want to do variety or I don't have as much time with them, we will definitely do a different variety of videos within each of the skill areas. The reason it's so easy for us to do that is because the videos, the program introduces one move at a time. So that means even if you jump to the two cone ball mastery program, right, and you did the first video in the two cone ball mastery, which is basically just asking you to do Iniesters. You're just going to practice those Iniesters for 5 minutes. Okay. Then the next video is going to be that same Iniester, right? But you're adding a sole roll. Just a right foot sole roll, by the way. All right. Then the next time, the next 5 minutes, you're doing the same Iniester, but this time you're doing a left foot sole roll. Right? Okay. Then once you've done that, then you review the videos that you've just done, right? And so you're constantly reinforcing those skills. So this is where I put it squarely in the camp of it's totally up to you. My strong recommendation is that you follow the videos in order, but you're more than welcome to choose a different programs within the ball mastery section or any of the sections that you want to do. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. Sometimes I might want to mix ball mastery and dribbling in there, right? So I might go and say, okay, we don't have as much time to do a specific dribbling one. So let me do the ball mastery and dribbling program.
Next up, fast speed diagonal dribbling, and then change direction.
Just working on those inside cuts. But he's going to do these diagonal dribbles, working on the inside cuts. He's going to do body feints with the outside cut. He's going to do scissors. He's going to do inside, outside. He's going to do every variation of ball mastery and dribbling. And again, if this is the only thing you did, sole rolls, Madonnas, Ronaldo chops, if this is all you did, your child would just be super technical. Okay, so now let me go back. All right, so we did the ball mastery. Then I would go into do dribbling. Now, right now, my sons, we do a variety of dribbling drills. I recommend you definitely start with tight space dribbling. It doesn't take a lot of space, and it doesn't take a lot of cones. You do need to watch the video the first time to sort of understand how it's set up and what the setup is. But once you understand that, then you don't have to look at it anymore. You're just going to hit play and get started. And then, of course, every time it introduces a new move, you do need to look at it, make sure you have it. But it repeats that move so much that you're going to get it. And the curriculum is reinforces itself. So you remember how I showed you the two cone ball mastery where you were just doing those push stops over and over? Well, in the figure 8 ball mastery, look at what he's doing. If he's dribbling, he's doing an inside foot turn, he's getting here, he's turning, and he's doing that same push stop. Then he's going to do that push stop the other way. Then he's going to do that same push stop with a sole roll, just like he did in the two cone ball mastery, okay? Then we go on and do some turns. All the essential turns are in the program, right? And you remember how I showed you in the ball mastery and dribbling, you started with doing an inside foot cut? Well, he's going to reinforce it here. But let's say you said, Neil, I don't want to do it. I want to work on the inside foot cut. I see what you're doing, but I don't want to do it exactly like this. Knock yourself out. You can do it diagonally, you can do it whatever. Even though we have it in the program, probably knock yourself out. You're not a slave to the technology. But you get the timer, the music, and the inspiration, and the rest breaks. And in this particular case, you see he's only working on that one foot. So it removes that bias. Here, he's working on the inside of the left foot. All right, same thing. Now I'm going to speed up to wrap this up. Passing, you cannot go wrong with the wall passing. You can't go wrong with all of these passing drills, long distance passing. 1v1. The way we set the 1v1, the unopposed 1v1 up is we use a triangle, not a triangle, sorry, a diamond, and they're doing it the move 4 times each time. Slow motion demonstration shows you how to do it, and it builds on itself. But again, you can use whatever format you want to use to get these 1v1 moves with the peace of mind of knowing you're going to do the entire genome of unopposed 1v1. And I'm going to end with saying with this: all kids love to race, chase, and play 1v1 against each other and tag each other. So I told you that I showed you traditional warm up where you're doing a lot of functional movements. But if I have groups of kids or I'm working with my younger son, I will also do soccer, a lot of soccer tagging as well, right? And we start soccer tagging with no ball, then we go into use it with the ball, and it's the same thing. And here I do kind of look at the videos, see what I want to do, and I might add my own variation to it. But again, it just really goes through the whole genome of games. So, in conclusion, how do I use the program? I know I want to conquer these particular skill areas, and I work my way through the skill areas and find the program, and then find the video, the next video they do. And in a typical hour and a half training session, which is a super long one, we will do a warm up, juggling, some ball mastery, dribbling, essential turns, passing, 1v1 unopposed. Then we'll do finishing, right? And we have a whole hundreds of finishing drills, and I got to actually add a lot more. We'll do finishing as well. And I actually changed the setup with this one. I actually, in real life, I put him more at an angle and coming to goal, but you can do it however you want. But I do put the setup more at an angle and towards goal. Then we do finishing, okay? And because my boys like it, I'll probably do 2 finishing drills. And oh, by the way, the finishing drills are also 100% follow along, so it gives you time to collect the balls. Then we do fitness and agility. We do 1 fitness and agility. And then by the time we do all that, we normally have about 15 minutes left. So we'll do a partner juggling because they'll be really tired. So they'll do partner juggling with each other. And then we'll end with a ball mastery or dribbling exercise. And then shorter sessions, I'll do 2 or 3 videos or 4 or 5, depending on the time we have. But I'm always following either juggling, ball mastery, dribbling, and passing. Juggling, ball mastery, dribbling, and turning. If your child is just starting out, however, I do recommend starting with just the ball mastery program. Start with the 1,000 touch program. Make sure they're comfortable with understanding how it works and getting the touches in. And then from there, you can add on more. And here's my final admonishment, right? And I'm putting my parent trainer hat on. This is my final admonishment. Don't don't get so tied up or overthink which videos they're doing or what level you perceive your child to be in. The magic sauce is just them cranking through these thousands of videos and building up the muscle memory that can only be achieved by doing thousands of videos and thousands of variations. So even if your child is relatively experienced, right, unless they're straight up messy, they will benefit from getting these foundational touches across a spectrum of skill areas. And when you're working with a child at home and you're asking them to do this on a daily basis, you want to remove a lot of the mental energy required to do a session. So they're just focused on the session. That's a fancy way of saying when my sons hit the field, we're not thinking about what they're doing. We're just focused on them getting it done. And then I give very specific coaching points to them while they're doing these foundational drills. And take it from someone who has a kid that is pretty technical. I see over and over again that he's able to apply things in the game as a result of doing this stuff in the backyard. And it may not be exactly what he worked on in the backyard, but his muscle memory is so fine-tuned that he has things in his locker that I could not have even imagined. So I hope this is helpful, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. and let's get better together.